Sup boys, Valentine here. Today I actually just want to sit down and talk to you about one subject that has taken over the community recently. Seasons. And it's a worrisome subject for me because I'm not quite sure this model actually works. It works for Path of Exile, but those guys are beasts, and definitely the exception. The truth is, Blizzard is notorious for having the worst game maintenance in the industry at the moment. These guys can make a substantial update for the life of them. Each update to a game or expansion comes out more empty than the last. Hell, I'd argue Blizzard updates usually straight up make the game worse. So let's see what updates, and more specifically seasons, were like in Diablo 3 and why they worry me for Diablo 4. As you can see, we have a long list of 28 seasons, meaning that after 28 seasons you'd expect the game to be somewhat changed or interesting, but no. Diablo 3 is still very much the same game it used to be. We scroll through this list and see that the majority of the seasons early on only brought a clean leaderboard, some cosmetics and some legendary items, later on bringing sets and some very minimal mechanics. You compare that with Path of Exile and it feels like they release in one season more than Blizzard does in 10 seasons. It's actually kind of embarrassing looking at it side by side. The most noticeable thing is that Path of Exile actually adds massive content updates that give you more to do. And those updates stay. They don't just float into oblivion when the next season rolls around like Diablo 3. When you see it this way, it's no wonder an indie studio came out and obliterated one of the most long-standing franchises in the industry. It's just sad, isn't it? It's because of this fact that I wanted to make this video. I look at Blizzard's rotting corpse and I can't help but wonder if they will actually do anything with Diablo 4 in the long term. Hell, I'm already worried about Season 1 because apparently, for some reason, they can't even throw in a stash upgrade. A 12-year-old running a private server on his mom's computer could put together another stash tab for a game. How is this even a challenge? Why would it take more time for a AAA studio? Blizzard is truly the most backwards company I've ever seen. Back when they had one guy for each task, things got done quickly and efficiently. Now they got more than one guy and a whole department, and rather than getting more work done faster, it feels like they just bogged themselves down waiting for approvals from their superiors and then approval from their superior, and none of that matters to the consumer. All they see is results, and there just are none most of the time with Blizzard. Going back to season talk here. Now I have to wonder how these seasons will make up for the complete lack of endgame for Diablo 4. I'll be honest with you, the most fun I had in Diablo 4 was playing levels 1 to 50 on World Tier 2. It was more enjoyable, actually challenging, and the bosses felt like bosses. Unfortunately, I can't even do that because there's no advantage to playing World Tier 2. In fact, it's slower. It's a straight up disadvantage. So the only thing I enjoyed is less populated and a straight up handicap. I get to World Tier 3 and put together a build and now the entire game's a joke and it's near impossible to die. Then the scaling fucks up, making your average elite mob harder to kill than the boss of a dungeon. The bosses give no rewards, the open world is useless and a waste of your time. Nightmare dungeons are so slow that post-nerf dungeon spam is still better. It's a joke. Everything that should be fun isn't fun. Now they expect me to believe that Season 1 will come out and it will magically fix all the issues, and whatever gameplay they add will make up for the fact that nothing that's already in there works. Right, and they're gonna do that about as fast as they will add a stash tab. Unfortunately, the Blizzard dream is long dead. They are consistent in only one thing: failing to meet players' expectations. What I find the most astonishing is their idea that a casual audience will be engaged in playing seasons. I can tell you right now, there isn't a single casual player in the history of casual players that would re-level a character as part of their gameplay rotation. There is no way you will convince a casual player to start a season completely fresh and be okay with it. They're already mad about it. That's why Path of Exile will forever be a niche hardcore player game, and also why Diablo 3 is completely dead. People burned out. There's only so many times in a row players gonna want to re-level through the same campaign, through the same map, with the same class, unless the experience is changed in a significant enough way. Now we go back to what I was saying about Season 1. How impactful do you think Season 1's mechanic will be? Do you think it'll be a significant part of the endgame? I don't know. But there's another point to be brought up regarding Diablo seasons. Previously in Diablo 3, when a season ended, that was it. That season's content would be replaced by the new content. Diablo 3 was not an additive game, it never grew, it only changed in a surface level way. The main thing that I actually want changed with Diablo 4 is for them to copy Path of Exile and to have each season add more permanent content. I hate how many Blizzard games come out with content, take weeks to fix it, and then the moment it's fixed, they just take it out of the game or it becomes irrelevant. World of Warcraft is probably the biggest offender in this sense. They'll release whole expansion mechanics that have potential and then just throw them in the garbage when the next expansion rolls out, making the game feel emptier and emptier each expansion. Diablo 3 was way worse than that. And at the moment, with Overwatch, it's so bad they trashed the content before it even came out. So that's why I'm so worried. You take one look at all the Blizzard games and how they fucked them up royally in pretty much every single way you could think. And now we're sitting here, like the gullible fools we are, waiting to see what happens with Diablo 4 seasons. Will they be good? Will they be bad? Who gives a fuck? Path of Exile 2 is gonna come out. And if Blizzard fucks it up, nobody will care by then. And we'll all just move along to a better game. As it should be.